King Alfred's Dice Tower. Today we're going to make this. Well, I'm going to make this. You can watch me make this. If you will then want to make it yourself, go for it and then let me know. But for today, I'm making it. It's no sort of secret that I wouldn't be doing this if I hadn't started watching Jazza draw tutorials on how to draw digitally and so forth. And he had an assistant called PJ who encouraged me to start a channel. He encouraged a lot of people, but he encouraged me, and so I did. Because of that, a lot of what I do is Jazza related or stems from Jazza. This being the case in point, about 2-3 months ago, Jazza did a collaboration with a ton of other artists called the Monster Bash, where they took a load of drawings and made models out of the pictures they found. It was quite good. I watched Jazza's video, then watched the rest of the Monster Bash playlist. 14 different artists doing different styles and different things. I went through the whole lot and discovered ConjuredCrafts, a guy called Terran in New Zealand who was making these short, quite simple videos, and so I subscribed. And then I started asking him some questions like, how do you do this, what's this, what is flocking? And he answered very nicely and very politely and very quickly. And one question led to him suggesting I go and watch Blackmagiccrafts. So I did, and found them very useful. So I'm now subscribed to 2 new channels. But both Terran at ConjuredCraft and Jeremy at Blackmagiccraft both made dice towers. These are structures you use to drop dice through when you're playing games like Dungeons and Dragons. And Jazza has a channel called Tabletoptime, which is a role-play game that he and his brother developed. And I watch them quite a lot and interact with them and do fan art for some of their stories in their games and whatever. And they're well worth watching, so link up there. And I like the idea of the dice tower, and I like the idea of role-play games. Just don't have any friends to do it with. So if you want to play role-playing games, you're in London, we're coming out of lockdown, we could play tabletop Cogent. But yes, I'm digressing really badly here. So I thought I'm going to make a dice tower, but in the shape of King Alfred's triangular tower. You know, it's me. I don't do things by halves and do them easy and simple things. No, I take something that's fairly difficult and make it even harder. To do it accurately, it would be about, well, it'd be that tall, and that would be silly. But for now, this is how I made it. First off, I only have this stuff that goes down the back of the radiator. For now, this is all I have. This or this foam, which doesn't really peel very well. The stuff that Blackmagiccraft and that have, that they say, oh, you get this stuff and you peel the cover off. Can't find it anywhere. So you only have this 5mm stuff. What I've done is I've glued together 2 pieces and left the backing on just for now, but that peels off. And I've got 3 pieces pre-glued. The trick I did, really clever trick, is I glued them together, stood them like that on the table, and then glued them to the table. And I have 3 bits of tube. These are better than toilet roll tubes. 1, they're longer, and 2, just a bit more solid, a bit more sturdy. And ready to bin, PVA, knife, pens. I'm not organised. This is not going well. The reason I want to do this is many years ago, on the way back from climbing in Cornwall, we detoured, got lost, went on a wandering drive through the Somerset, Wiltshire, Dorset countryside and stumbled across a folly. A folly is a building that has no real purpose other than just to be built. And there's a folly on top of a hill somewhere. And it's called King Alfred's Tower. We stumbled across it, and ever since I've loved this building. Okay, we have an opening. Now, test 1. Yay, that didn't work. King Alfred's Tower, a triangular building in the Stourhead estate. Location of Egbert's Stone, where it said that King Alfred the Great, King of Wessex, rallied the Saxons in 878 before the important Battle of Edgerton, where the Danish army led by Gunther the Old was defeated. The building was conceived in 1762 by the banker Henry Hoare, completed in 1772. It's just a random building, 3 sides, it's hollow in the middle, it's got no practical use other than just to build something and look impressive. And it does look impressive. Tube 1. Right, now, next step is to join that like that, these like this, and that like. Don't know why humans only have 2 hands. Really bad design. I've said this for years. Okay. Always said this. Humans need an extra arm. Whoever decided 2 was a good number was wrong. Before we go any further, first off I need to make the opening. Now, here comes the slow bit. I've just got to cut lines all the way through. I can't see any other way of doing this. I can't get you at a right enough angle. I want that. Okay. So, 3 walls done. Obviously this peels off in time, so I should have probably, oh shit, I should have done that first, shouldn't I? I should have peeled the lines off first, because I've just realised I've now got to peel every single bit. Hundreds of little bricks have got to be peeled. Good job I've got an audio book to listen to, because I'm going to be here for a while.
Face went white. Glossy flesh-shredding nails snagged on the tablecloth. The man across from her didn't.
Okay, time lapse over and 1 wall complete. So, glue, PVA, put that there, and squish one side. Ugh. That's a decent size, isn't it? Now, I just gotta peel the 9,000 bricks off these as well. Look, see, it works like that. Oh, it's day 2 now. I got sort of just basically stuck those 2 pieces together. That was even colder. It was a bit slow going. The problem is that the bit to stop the dice from just falling into the middle, they're just going to fall in there and not coming out. I need to make a ramp. I went through loads of pieces of things trying to make them move and fall. Because it's not a square, I can't just do 2 ramps like that and make it fall out. I've made it hard for myself, of course I have. I've made this, still lopsided, but that's got to go in the bottom. And then I've got to try and find somewhere to guide it in so it doesn't get stuck behind the door. That's today's project. Once that's sorted and it's glued, I can move on to I can then put the 3rd wall on. Let's go. On because I'm listening to The House of Earth and Blood, Crescent City Book 1 by Sarah J. Maas. Very good. Right, we have a structure. It has interior things. I've put loads of push pins in and hold it in place, and it's now like that. And I've also cut that out because when this was coming down, it was still bouncing. See, that worked. But yeah, it works. It looks like that. Now, I've got to put the walkway in the top. Oh, there's a dog. I've now got to start on these things. I've cut a couple of them out. Turrets and the crenellations across the top. Oh. And someone's gonna help. So, next stage, cut those out to fit across the top. I've got to try and make that work better because it's a bit lopsided, as you can see. So that's the next stage, but it's not doing bad. It's there, it's getting there. Started this and then realised I haven't actually shown you, but we're up to here and it's all together, and I've put a little base front on. I'm about to start painting. I'm making a base of Mod Podge and burnt sienna. Just going to cover it. Problem is I can't actually see what I'm doing. It's the lighting. Woodwork like that, but I haven't done here. I painted it with a base coat. There's a dog. I've got some cable, some simple leverette covered stuff from the pendants, and I'm to put that around to make this sort of architrave beading effects around here. Didn't have any brickwork on it, so all I've done is scored round some cardboard. I've got scoring some brickwork. So, it's been an hour and a half and I've done all of that section and all of that. I've just got this bit to do, which has got the hole for the shoot for the secret dice. I've just cut another bit and folded this over and just rolled it on itself like that. Now I'm scoring. I've marked out 1 centimetre lines, and then I just take this and go dum, dum, like that, and then opposite, so you get bricks. The beauty of a simple pencil, it gives you the grooves, the edges of the bricks. I need to work out where the door is. It comes there, goes around like that, goes right to there, and then tuck that into there. And done. It was a trick I learned off of TikTok, using some bright Arteza neons in with the burnt sienna. We'll see. This may not work. Painting. So we're here. See what I'm saying? Contrast. Load the brush up. Now we come to a bit I've never done before. All of this I've dabbled with. This is flocking. Not flocking, knocking, nihilification. No, there is actually something here. You know what that means? Well done. So we're going to try this. I think this is just another variant of PVA glue. There we go, King Alfred's Tower. What do you think? Well, I'm quite pleased with it. I definitely like the way it looks, appearance and the brickwork, etc. Not bad. Now, I went over a fair few times with different sort of shades of whites and yellows and neons and so forth. And then finally added the flocking, the fake grass in the base. I do need a very, very small little statue to go in here. A little person, a soldier or something, but so far I've yet to find anything. Here comes a dog. There is a dog. Well, there you go. That's it. That's King Alfred's Dice Tower. So if you like this and you want to try it and see how you go, do take a picture and post it on Instagram or Twitter and tag me. Links all there. And if you did like this video and you thought it was good and fun and entertaining, etc., do remember to give it a thumbs up. And leave me comments, talk to me down below, and you know, subscribe if you're not already. I think I'll say that far too many times. That's it. I will be back next week with something new in London and or being creative. And until then, bye. Fifth time recording this. Twice today. 3 times previously. Oh, outro number 3 of this version. Intro number 7. I'll pick the dice up. Oh, right. Oh, whatever.